We are back for another episode of the Under the Lights podcast with another Shawsheen Tech edition, coming off of another Shawsheen Tech win. We are joined today with three big contributors in the last win and in this season's success so far. Nate Smith is a sophomore wide receiver defensive back. Quinn Carbone is a junior wide receiver defensive back, safety, if we're going to be specific here. And then Hadi Sibay is a junior wide receiver defensive back, and my favorite in the area that he makes his money is as a return man. Guys, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So you guys are 3-0 right now, and Nate has never lost a game. You guys have not lost many games in your time. You guys are coming off a state title last year. I know you guys are chasing greatness again this year, but there are a lot of pieces graduated. Great players returning, but some big losses. What would you guys say about so far the team coming together and how you guys have played so far?
I think we've come together great. A lot of people came to the weight room early on. Lots of people came. Everyone shows up day in, day out. Our camp attendance was unbelievable. Everyone showed up every day, and I think we're just like they say when they're out in war, a band of brothers, where we come together every game. We love each other like we're family. So I think that's just why we succeed.
How have you guys gone about replacing some of the people that graduated? What were the keys to that? I know you don't replace a Sid Tilsley, but filling some of the gap, some of the holes, some of the void left behind. How did the team? That's a daunting task. How did you guys do it as a team?
It's important to know the shoes you have to fill. You know that there's good players who graduated before you. You know what you have to do. And then honestly, I've talked to Sid. It's good to be able to work with him, have him work with you, and help you better you as a player. And honestly, it's important to know that to be better, you have to be able to work with the other people. So it's a really important thing to be with them.
I know Sid was a returner last year, extremely fast, great in all sports. But I heard that you edged him in your guys' final race. Is that true or is that rumor?
Yes, sir, that is true. That is true by .01.
Nate, you had a great season as a freshman on the basketball team. I know you got reps at the varsity level, but this year you missed the first game due to injury. Yeah. The next two games you have a touchdown, and then you have two touchdowns, and especially last game, the usual suspects on offense were kind of bottled up. I know Jake Banda had probably a game that wasn't up to his standards. Maybe they really were focusing on him. Just take me through the breakout games. What's gone right for you?
So all weekend practice against Winthrop, we went over Team O, and their defense would always just back up and bail. So it just made it easy for me to run shorter routes and screens, comebacks, and it was easier to get the ball. And when Dylan was locked up and
PR trend guy
and JB wasn't doing so good, I just I just came up.
Talking about Sid, we know what we lost on offense, but I think a lot of people overlook that he was sort of the anchor of the defense as well. Quinn, you've stepped into that role. Coach Tilsley has talked about how you're like a quarterback on defense. Tell me about filling those shoes on defense, and just what do you view your role being as sort of the quarterback of the defense?
It's definitely tough because I remember being last year playing Foxborough with Sid, and he just knew things that people didn't know. He watched so much film, but I think, filling his shoes is just being able to command everyone on what they need to do, watching a lot of film so I know what the team is going to do before they do it, and I can tell people to go here. I think, being able to read a quarterback's eyes is a huge part of the position, and just knowing what's going to happen before it even happens, and just studying the other team so much, that's what goes into it, and that's why Sid was so good. So I asked him for a couple tips, what did you study? What did you do to be so good? And he gave me those tips, and that's what I just follow. And then I'm just trying to, not follow in his footsteps, but create my own legacy at that position.
So I know all three of you guys play other sports and do pretty well at other sports. How did each of you get into football? And we can start with Hadi and sort of go this way. But what was it about football that appealed to you guys, and how did you each get into it?
Honestly, I haven't started playing sports. I started football. My first sport was in 8th grade. honestly, I've always been like a quick kid, so I just had to try out football, and I love this sport. So I kind of just stuck with it, and now I love this team love the sport that I'm with.
I've been playing football since I was 5 years old. My dad played for Wilmington High School with Sid Tilde's dad, so it's just been like it's just in my blood, and I've been playing with my brothers since I was 5, and I just love the game. I want to play it the rest of my life.
I've been playing like flag football, Pop Warner since I was little, and I just loved it since, and I really started liking it when I first played high school in 8th grade at Billerica. That was the first time I started liking it.
So you guys are going on the road for the first time this year. Long drive in rush hour traffic. Take me through your guys. Do any of you guys have a game day routine? Do you do the same things, whether it's food, whether it's pregame, anything? Do you guys have a routine on game days?
I go home and I get Chipotle every single day, and I get there at the same time every day, and I get the same things taped every day. I listen to the same music every day, and that's just my pregame routine, and I think a lot of it is getting yourself mentally focused and just like envisioning what you're going to do, like making that tackle, making that like big catch for him, or taking a kickoff for him. I think a lot of it is just getting mentally focused. Our coaches say game's 90% mental and 10% physical. So,
I'd say the same thing. Honestly, I follow like a similar process. A big thing for me is I love to pray. I pray before a game, before a big play. Like if there's a moment, if I'm about to take a kick, I always pray, and I just let God take me there. So it's big for me to pray, and then honestly, same as him, I listen to the same music, I get similar food. I just kind of like a process to the whole thing. You want to follow it.
Pretty much the same thing. I usually get food right when I get home. I always eat a ham and cheese right before a game. And then I get there and I always listen to music and get taped when I'm ready.
Ham and cheese from at home, or you order out somewhere?
Augusta's I get it from.
This guy.
I got to ask you guys, so pregame, so I'm 41, and the music's always bumping, and it's always stuff from my era when I'm there. There's a lot of like late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop. Who's in charge of the pregame in the stadium playlist?
it's Brian Tilsley.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though, like some of that stuff will definitely get you amped, and like it's just like we've been playing that stuff for so long, and we do it for like all the other sports like wrestling too. Like it's like a ritual. We have to do it. So we just put it in his hands and he plays it and just let it roll.
Sort of last serious question, but it's very hard to follow up a state championship. 99% of high school players never get to win a state championship. I didn't get to win a state. I didn't sniff that in any sport. What was that experience like last year? And I don't want to set the expectations of going back for state championship. I don't think that's fair, but like, what do you guys as a team need to do to be the best team you can be at the end of the season?
So, you don't expect us to like set that. We set that goal coming into the season. Like, we won the one last year. We got our rings. We are moved on to it. We are in the weight room. We're ready to go. Our goal is to win a state championship, and not just to win a state championship, but to win each game each week and progress and get better and branch off of what we learn from the last week and branch off and get better and get better. And it just, our goal has to be to get a state championship or we'll never reach it. And I think it's just a lot of just the preparation that we do that goes into it. That's a huge part of it, in the weight room, in the sprints, and everything we do. I think just setting the bar high is like for excellence is what gets us there.
Yeah, Coach C always says this is saying you're only as good as your last week. So you come in every week, you work as hard as you can, and you make sure that when you go in on Friday, you're always prepared for that game. You win that game, you come back on Monday, and you're getting ready for the next week.
Yeah, I think we're always working. We always watch film, get ready for the games, and like Quinn said, we're not looking past. We're looking to win another state championship.
So last question, a little less serious, but each of you guys, if you could nominate one person who has not been in here yet from your team you feel like should be interviewed in here, who would it be? That would be an interesting or entertaining interview.
Probably Ralph Raymond.
Oh, Ralph would be a troll.
Ralph and Rick, definitely.
Yeah, I'd say Cam Banda.
Oh yeah, Cam too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck Friday night. We're looking forward to covering you guys all season.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much.